Welcome everybody. Happy Monday. Happy Gemini season. How's everybody doing? Feel free to say hello in the chat. Let us know how you're doing. Let us know where you're joining from if you'd like. If this is your first time with me, my name is Jacqui Mancuso, and I'm joining you guys from Northern Illinois. Today we're here to talk about Gemini season. How long does the sun shine through Gemini? What can we expect during Gemini season? Let's see who's here. Alice says good morning. Good morning, Tolkien and Nicole. Hi, Becky. Good morning, Howard. Christine, happy Gemini season. Tolkien, thank God it's Gemini season. Good morning, Jennifer. Hi, Lisa. Good morning, Paul. Hello, Patty. Another Christine. Good morning, Athena. Goddess Grand Rising. Sending love, peace, and blessings from Tennessee. Been on the road and catching the replays on YouTube, so glad to be here. Awesome. Glad to have you with us, Goddess. Good morning, Debbie. And good morning, Jackie. What I did not mention is after we talk about Gemini energy, we're going to pull some oracle cards to see how to best utilize the Gemini energy. So I'm super excited about today. I'm coming off of a very good weekend. Good morning, Adriana, Michelle, and Nancy. Hello, everybody. How were all of your weekends? Did you find value in uncertainty? Did you feel that luck was on your side? Remember this weekend we had Venus conjunct Uranus, so finding value in the uncertainty. And then we also had the Sun conjunct Jupiter. The luckiest day of the year was on Saturday. Christine, you are glowing. This is my sun-kissed face. I was literally outside the whole weekend. My left arm feels like leather right now. I was like bathing in aloe. Yeah, I got a lot of sun this weekend. And it was very welcome. I love it. Greetings, Jackie. Hello, Elena. Greetings, Lori. Tam, greetings from Minnesota. Good morning, Carrie. And another Jackie. So what is it? We have 3 Jackies in the chat already. And I'm a Jackie. I attract a lot of Jackies. Samantha, good morning from Atlanta. Greg, hello. Lots of melancholy and uncertainty for sure, but did find value. I love that, Greg. There's a reason and a purpose for everything. You know, that was just, I'm going to tell like a quick little story. Actually, I love telling stories. I'm going to tell a couple stories today. Finding the silver lining in stuff that seems to suck, right? My mother-in-law had a stroke in January, and she has a pretty, she's always had a pretty glim outlook on life. She doesn't have a very positive attitude. And we were there yesterday, and I was telling her, like, after she had her stroke, we have this friend whose mom is now driving over there once a week to, like, make my in-laws food for the whole week. And so I was trying to help my mother-in-law see the silver lining. Like, yeah, sure, you had a stroke, and of course it sucks. You have to relearn how to use your body. But if that wouldn't have happened, you wouldn't be having all the support that is pouring around you right now. So it's not to say that, like, you don't deserve it until something negative happens, but a lot of times seemingly negative things need to happen in order to bring you these silver lining things, in order to bring you these positive outlooks, these positive outcomes. Krista, good morning from Ontario. Christine is saying hi to Darla. This is Darla, everyone, if you haven't met her yet. She's on the couch. Goddess just rolled with the flow and found value in some beautiful moments that are woven throughout the weekend. Yeah, so I'm going to tell a story about my weekend, part of it. Bonnie, glum plus grim equals glim. Glimmer of light. Hello, Sweat. Alice, life is filled with contrast. Yes. So just a quick anecdote, and this does have to do with Gemini energy, I promise. But on Friday morning, I asked the universe to help me lean into spontaneity over routine. when spontaneity was in alignment with my highest good. And on Friday, I canceled Insight Timer so that I could get right to work on recording my Gemini course. But something came through my morning journaling, and I knew that I had something to clear out. And I remembered that I had literally just asked for spontaneity like 5-10 minutes before this all came about. So I allowed myself to spend about 45 minutes grieving an outdated version of myself. And then from my, I cleared that out, and then I placed my new order with the universe, and I went on with my day. And I did get to record the Gemini course. I still have to edit it, so it'll be coming out soon. And I had spare time before my next obligation. So, okay, I followed spontaneity, even though I had this plan, and I was still able to get done what I wanted to get done, and I still have some extra time. And then another opportunity for spontaneity came up, sort of. So long story short, there's a co-op grocery store that I bought into in 2020, and the store just opened last week. And I had planned to check it out on Friday, but summer Fridays are all about the motorcycle in our life. As soon as my husband gets off work, we've been doing this for years, we all meet up somewhere as soon as possible to start riding. But this Friday, there was like a lack of communication, and I was in a position where I would have had to rush to make it on time. So I said, F it, and I drove to this grocery store. It's like 30 minutes out of the way. But I was driving in my old rusty F-150. It's an '08 F-150. I had all the windows down. It was at least 80 degrees outside, and I was driving through this beautiful part of this area. There's these windy, windy, hilly roads, and the sun was peeking through the trees. The light and the contrast, the sun was peeking through the trees, and it was flashing on me as I drove through this foresty area. And if you guys know the song Roll With the Changes by REO Speedwagon, that song came on, and I cranked my radio up as loud as it could go, and I was like overwhelmed with gratitude for this moment, and I was literally moved to tears at how much I was enjoying myself driving to a grocery store. And I sat in such appreciation that I could receive such huge joy from such a mundane task. It's all about just mindset. It's all mindset, guys. I was driving to the grocery store, but I was crying, and I wasn't just tearing up. I was like full out crying at how satisfied I was in that moment, because I chose to follow spontaneity over routine, which will be more prevalent for all of us as the sun shines through Gemini. So the sun has already entered Gemini just about an hour ago. Today, Monday, May 20th. The sun will be in Gemini until June 20th this year. So while the sun is in Gemini, we might feel open to more options, more choices with what we do, with what we think. We might feel a bit more freedom while the sun shines through Gemini. Hello, Fabiana. Christine was just listening to that song last night. Cool. Mary Alice, yes, we're talking about how the silver linings happen. My early car accidents led me to yoga, which saved my life in the later one. That's amazing. So guys, Gemini is symbolized by the twins. So if you've been feeling sort of stuck in one version of yourself, stuck in one way of living, Gemini season can help you break out of that, to become your alter ego, to become the other version of what you think life is supposed to be about. Gemini is a mutable air sign. Mutable signs come at the end of the season. So Gemini helps us close out the spring season. Mutable signs herald change. Air, Gemini is a mutable air sign. Air is related to the mental plane. So the majority of what we can expect to change throughout Gemini season would be our mindset. What we think about our lives, what we think we need to be happy, what we believe we need to do to get what we want. The energy of the time very much lightens up as we shift from Taurus into Gemini. We've been in Taurus season, which was fixed Earth. The energy of Taurus season is more stagnant and more focused. So I encourage you to allow yourself to lighten up, to roll with the changes. And I had that song playing on repeat while I was making my notes for today. And it's actually the first song that plays on my Gemini playlist. So I've already updated my link tree for Gemini season. And every zodiac season, I have a free Spotify playlist that channels the energies of the zodiac season that we're in. So you can find that link in my Insight Timer teacher profile. And in the near future, I will post the link for my Gemini course. I still need to edit the course, which I'll finish as soon as I can. But in the Gemini course, you'll learn a little bit more about Gemini energy. You'll learn about the body parts associated with Gemini, the archetype of the messenger, the planetary association, the tarot card associated with Gemini. And then in the course, I will give you an embodiment technique to bring the Gemini energy deeper into your life, to help you truly embrace the Gemini energy, to roll with the changes. And I think that might have to be the title of today's video, is roll with the changes. Because that's what Gemini energy is all about. Gemini brings with it a youthful spark. It's all about just changing your mind, communicating freely, being more open, being more spontaneous. So have you guys been feeling a little bogged down with Taurus? Have you guys been feeling a little bit overly responsible? Like you have to gather all your tools, you have to learn all the skills? Are you guys feeling excited to lighten up with Gemini energy? This is the first mutable sign of the zodiac. So the zodiac year started with Aries season. Aries is cardinal fire. We got the year going. We started things. Then we had Taurus, which was fixed earth. We started to sustain, figure out what we wanted to hang on to from Aries season. And now we get our first mutable sign. We get Gemini to almost weed out what we don't want to continue into the summer season. How do we want to wrap up spring? How do we want to close out this spring season to prepare us for summer? Yvonne says, good morning, definitely been feeling stuck, ready for my other twin to emerge. Explains why I'm always thinking and worrying. Always been told not to think so much. I guess I'll just say my perspective. I've learned this from Ra Uru Hu. He's the guy that founded the Human Design, but he teaches a lot about how we think we're supposed to control our lives with our mind, but that's actually extremely limiting to our soul and to our spirit. And we're meant to live through our heart, through our inner authority, if you want to take it down the Human Design route, but just through your desires and through what you're inspired by. So yeah, I encourage everyone not to think so much. The less I think, the more my life flows and the more joy comes into my life. Jacqui's been feeling very stuck. Sweat has been feeling pulled down. Howard, Goddess, yes, 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 yes. Tolkien is excited for this season. Gemini is here. The founder of Human Design, I put his name in the chat. It's Ra Uru Hu. Paul, as someone new to astrology and as a Taurus, I absolutely loved this last season. Yeah, it's comfortable. It is. It's a slow pace. But depending on what your astrology chart looks like, the energies that you were natally born with, some seasons might just feel better or worse to some people. I don't know what that was all about. The dogs are going nuts. So I guess that was a pretty just quick explanation of what Gemini season is. A lot more will come out in the course. There's going to be an audio version available here on Insight Timer, and then a video version will be available as well if you want extra, so you can see the slideshow that I'm using. Dara said, Taurus season was a nice feeling of stability for me too. Absolutely. So I'm going to turn to 2 different decks, and I'm going to use the first deck to ask, how does Gemini season want to help us roll with the changes? So we're going to use the Star Codes Astro Oracle to ask, how does Gemini season want to help us roll with the changes? Dara is looking forward to what Gemini season has to bring. Beautiful. Yeah, there's a time and place for everything, right? And this is why I'm creating these Embody Astrology courses this year, because the more that I have synced my life with the flow of the zodiac, the more I feel like it's appropriate to be bogged down, you know, when you're in Taurus season. That's when you're meant to be making your plans and gathering your tools and solidifying your resources, finding stability. And if you try to continue to hold on to that energy as the sun whisks away into Gemini, it just throws you off course. It makes you unaligned with the universe. That's what I've experienced. So that's why I'm bringing those courses to you guys. I'm going to be releasing them throughout the rest of the year. I've started with Aries and Taurus so far. Gemini is my 3rd, and we'll go all the way through 12. You're welcome, Howard. Lisa says, off topic, does anyone know what the symbol of 2 triangles on top of each other, each with a vertical line? Had a natal chart made, and I have it in Taurus, have never seen it before and can't find its meaning anywhere. My gosh, this is embarrassing. I can't remember which is which. A triangle with a line through it is an elemental sign. That might be earth or air. I can't remember off the top of my head, but a triangle up is one, a triangle down is another, a triangle up with a line through it is one, and a triangle down with a line through it is another. I just can't remember off the top of my head. But if they're placed on top of each other, like triangle, triangle, that might just be that you, just 2 elements stacked on top of each other. I'm not sure. Not sure. So we're asking the Star Codes Astro Oracle, how does Gemini season want to help us roll with the changes? So I always do group readings. Feel free to send your energy into this deck. The whole reading is for everybody here right now. How does Gemini season want to help us roll with the changes? After I allow 3 cards to fall out for us, I'll show you the backs of the 3 cards. And I invite you to utilize your intuition to see if any cards just feel different or feel stronger or feel more important. Because the whole reading is for all of us, like I said, but sometimes your guides or the universe just want you to hear one specific message a little bit more than the others. So something might change in your physical body when I show you the back of a certain card. Something might change in your world. Your house might creak, the phone might ring, you might sneeze, your dog might do something silly, your kid might call you from the other room. Anytime that anything changes, I believe that that's just the universe telling you to pay a little bit more attention to a certain message. But if you feel absolutely no change, that does not mean that your intuition is broken. That could just mean that today the whole reading holds an equal importance for you. And sometimes too, people will get just different insights for different cards. Like they might just feel, you know, card number 1 has to do with this chakra. Card number 2 feels like this chakra. Card number 3 feels like this chakra. Or other messages come through. If I hold up a card and something makes you think of something, just make a note. Doesn't necessarily have to mean anything. I don't know. Life is full of metaphor. Life is full of symbolism. And it's not about memorizing a dictionary of symbolism. It's about finding your own reasons, your own meanings for everything. How does Gemini season want to help us? Oh my gosh. Roll with the changes. Well, that answer is throw everything on the ground and let it sort itself out. How does Gemini season want to help us roll with the changes? Jeez. These cards are all over the place today. Oh my gosh, there's even more back here. What else can I tell you about? Well, I'm waiting for this last card. Something that I've been doing, okay, so air signs are all about communication, right? So something that I've been doing for a while is when you guys send donations, instead of just doing a quick thank you message, I've been doing book dives for you. So I get a sense for your energy, and then I open whatever oracle book that we use today, and I give you like a 1 or 2 sentence little message that applies directly to you. So that's been something fun that I've been doing. So if you donate and I give you a weird message, I'm not like trying to tell you what to do with your life. I'm giving you advice from the book. If you know numbers in your mind right now, those could be the cards that are speaking to you. Yvonne looked at the time when you started shuffling. My angel number 33 was on the clock at 6:33. That's pretty cool. All right, I'll show you the backs of the 3 cards that came out for us. You're going to see the same image 3 times, but just use your intuition. See if anything feels stronger. If not, don't worry about it. All right, so how does Gemini season want to help us roll with the changes? Here's the back of card number 1. The back of card number 2. And the back of card number 3. Let us know in the chat which cards are resonating with you, and we'll show them one more time. The back of card number 1. The back of card number 2. And the back of card number 3. You guys hear the garbage truck? It's Monday. Let's see what messages the garbage truck has for us today. Greg 1 and 3, April 2 and 3, Kay all, Jackie 3, Goddess 1 and 2, Leah all 3, Nancy 2, Mary Alice 2 and 3, Andriana all of them, Samantha 2, Erica 3, Karen 1, Chelsea 1 and 3, Athena all 3, Tolkien all 3, Jeannie 3, and a little 1. Excuse me, Nicole 2 and 3, Carolina 2 and 1, Michelle 2, Nicole 2, Kay 1, lean back and relax, 2, connect with your body, 3, put your thoughts on paper, dream, cool. Bonnie 3, Kaz 3, and maybe 2, 2. Alice heard a crow with 1 and 3, cool. Yvonne definitely 2 and 3, 1 maybe. Dara 3 and maybe 1. There's a lot of maybes on 1 today, that's cool. Chantel 2 and 3, Christine 1, a bird flew by, 3, you coughed. Lori all, Paul 2, then 3. Lisa, I thought 1 when you showed them. Then my dog did a big stretch on 1. I love that. Malika 2 and maybe 3. Chanel 2 and 3. Kelly 1. Howard 1 and 3. Flora 2. Deborah 2. Yvonne. Dogs began playing at 1. Interesting. Sweat 2. Nicole maybe 1. Interesting. So how does Gemini season want to help us roll with the changes? Howard 1 was heavier than 3. Interesting. Interesting. Before I read these, I just want to say that this is asking like how the universe wants to help us. So just remember that we co-create with the universe. The universe isn't going to come in and change our whole lives. It's going to give us tools. It's going to give us something that we can use to roll with the changes. So card number 1 brings us card number 1, Aries, and the message is act. Aries asks you to remember your personal fire, your reasons for being alive. It pumps up the volume on your life force. Its energy is raw, exhilarated, direct, rude, passionate, and looking for a challenge. Use your wisdom to focus this raw power and give it a goal. Aries is the cardinal fire sign whose fresh, brash enthusiasm is symbolized by a headstrong ram. It rules the head and imbues initiation, new beginnings, spontaneity, rebellion, and rebirth. Begin. Move into new territory. Cut to the chase. Be a hero. Feel the call to action and thoughtfully respond. Clear the air and clear the decks. Be crisp and to the point. Shoot from the hip. Set healthy boundaries just by being vibrantly alive. Express affection enthusiastically, spontaneously, and passionately. Work in short, intense bursts rather than long periods of deep concentration. Aries activates our inner adolescent. Direct orders can set off knee-jerk rebellion. Instead of telling others what to do or how they feel, express your own experience and emotion and speak in I terms. Set a challenge and let others find their own answers. Make sure all sides feel heard. If a person feels torn between meeting their own needs and meeting another's, they'll take care of their own needs first. So don't set this up as an either-or situation. Aries energy boils over quickly. If a situation threatens to erupt in conflict, get out, take a break, and come back later. The challenge of this card: accidents increase when you are in a hurry, rushing through a project, or accidents increase when you are in a hurry, rushing through a project, or impatiently distracted. This flammable temperament can spark inspiration or spark a conflagration. Proceed with caution. The gift of this card: Aries marks the beginning of spring in the Northern Hemisphere. After a long, dark winter, the dead landscape comes alive. Plants that were shorn of leaves or dormant now breathe new life. This is a brave miracle, and it can be your miracle. Feel the flowing inner life force. Trust this divine direction and summon the courage to begin. So how does Gemini season want to help us roll with the changes? What I'm feeling is to put yourself back into what you were truly desiring in Aries season and go for it. I feel like there were things that from, end of March to end of April this year, you had these ideas and you're like, you know what? That's what I want. I want that. I don't know how to get it, so I'm just going to put it on the back burner. And then we went through Taurus season, and Taurus season was all about getting your ducks in a row, obtaining the materials that you need, gathering your tools. And now here comes Gemini season saying, remember what you wanted. Remember what you said you wanted to act for. Remember what you wanted in your heart, not what you were conditioned to believe that you want because your family told you that you should go this way or society told you that you should go this way. I feel like Gemini season is here to help us get back on track. Does that make sense? Kay says it gives us the ingredients for the final products we ask for. I love that. See you, Greg. Nancy, that card resonates. Lisa, maybe Taurus was the calm to center us ready for the action. That sounds very plausible, Lisa. Absolutely. This makes sense to Goddess. Aries energy is all about being brash and doing what you want, not in a way that is purposefully hurting others, but it's not necessarily trying to make the whole group happy all the time. It's taking charge for what you want in your life. I actually had one of those in between dream state and awake state. I woke up with a knowing And like, when I say this out loud, everyone's going to be like, yeah, duh. But like, it was a deep knowing. But I was receiving this message to just keep following your heart, keep following what you know is right, what you're being pulled towards, despite what the world is telling you you're supposed to be doing. And it wasn't just a message for me, it was a message for everybody, that we are here to follow our heart. And I feel like that's actually what's coming through with this Aries card. Aries is about the individual. Aries is about the self. This is what I want. This is what I know is right for me. And then I also did a meditation this morning that was speaking on the same types of things. So I shared that in our spiritual community. So if you're not in my group, our spiritual community on Insight Timer, check it out. I shared it this morning. Goddess, I received that. Yeah, get out of your head. Gemini season, change your mind of what you think you're entitled to, what you think you deserve, what you think you're supposed to be working towards. Gemini energy is, I know, Christine. I know. How else does Gemini season want to help us roll with the changes? Card number 2. It's card number 17. Solar flares. And the message is activate. And we know that these solar flares have been on fire, literally. The sun's surface is always rolling. A flare can flash brightly on the surface or become a coronal mass ejection, many times the size of the Earth, that shoots out charged particles. When these particles head toward Earth, not only are our electronics disrupted, but also our politics heat up as we question old systems and grow hungry for new answers. The volume turns up on all astrological activity. High peaks of solar activity were recorded around the French Revolution, the American Revolution, and during the mid-1960s, times when people fought the status quo and sought revolutionary change. Change is in the air. A flare of energy supports your work. The mood is restless, sparky, revolutionary, and curious. People are hungry for change. It's not the time to be quiet, but to be fast on your feet. Wow. Solar flares magnify the energy on any other cards you pull. When the sun is storming, our social and political world activates, revolutionary change manifests, and trees grow faster in the forest. Aim carefully, because a solar flare brings momentum, not thoughtfulness, that you have to provide. A calm metaphysical perspective may not be easy, but you can bring that in to create balance and longevity. What you build during a solar flare may be hot and fervent, but not necessarily long-lived. To turn an idea or a love affair into something permanent, like a business plan or a partnership, will take conscious effort. The challenge of this card: tempers flare along with the sun. You can scorch yourself with too much passionate action and not enough emotional sensitivity if you are not mindful. The gift of this card: the sun is sending extra voltage and inspiration your way, so use it wisely. Feel the heat in the situation, the passion in the people involved, then balance that fire by adding water's compassion, the thoughtfulness of air, and the logistics of earth to turn that inspiration into reality. Did you guys hear that? It was like a little scuffle between the dogs upstairs. They're feeling the solar flare energy. So how does Gemini season want to help us roll with the changes? We're being given an ample amount of energy to utilize and to use to move in whatever direction we want to move in. So what I highly recommend at this time is to stop focusing on what you don't want, to stop focusing on what it is that you don't like, and to use your powerful mental energy at this time to envision exactly what it is that you want. Because the energy is here to make it happen. So just coupling the first two cards, what do you want? You, the self, the individual, Aries. This is not Libra. This is not Aquarius. Libra is about partnerships. Aquarius is about the whole. No, we got the Aries card. We got the self. Forget what people have told you you're supposed to be doing. What do you want? It's okay to want what you want, because Gemini season wants to help you make the change. Gemini season wants to give you the energy and the motivation that you need to make it happen. It feels already like there's so much passion, so much energy available that if you don't direct it, you're just going to fizzle out. You're just going to run in circles and go all over the place, and then you're pretty much going to waste this energy. But if you make a clear plan and you streamline your energy on focusing on this is what I want, allow the universe to make the changes for you. Things are like, that energy is amplified right now. We've been having a whole bunch of Uranus activity. Uranus is the planet of unexpected change, stuff coming out of left field. So this is already kind of abundant. It's already there. This week, as we start Gemini season, we have Gemini season starting. We have a full moon coming up that happens on Thursday. And then on Saturday, we have Jupiter, the planet of luck and abundance and expansion. He moves into Gemini. So just a lot of change is upon us. So you get to place your order with the universe. You get to tell the universe, hey, this is what I want. Let's make this happen. I'll tell a quick little thing now because it makes sense. Yes. A teacher that I follow, her name is Mami Onami. She has been talking about, and I'm paraphrasing her words, but are you asking, what can I get? Or are you asking, what do I want? And she put this in the perspective of like when you go shopping for clothes. Are you going to the thrift store with $20 and you're saying, I have a limited amount. What can I get with what I have? Or are you saying, wow, I really want this new fancy pair of pants because this is exactly what I want. What do I want? Do you guys see the difference? Do you feel the difference between the two? What can I get feels more limited. What do I want feels more expansive. And that allows the universe to bring things into you that you would never anticipate. Lori, yes. Christine heard the pups. Yeah, they were feeling that solar flare energy. Paul, solar flares bring momentum. Haven't heard it phrased that way before, but totally makes sense. Yes, and if we're living the typical societal scattered, I don't know what I want, I just gotta go to work and make dinner and I don't know what else to do with my life, you're gonna feel scattered. You're not gonna feel that momentum. If you have your eyes set on the prize, wow, that's what I say about Aries season. It's keep your eyes on the prize. Aries rules the head. The ram uses its horns to keep going after what it wants over and over. So already with these first two cards, we have the energy. You just got to decide what you want. Is Venus also moving into Gemini? Let's see. When does Venus move into Gemini? Why can't I see this? Oh my gosh, Venus is moving into Gemini on Thursday. Yeah. No. Venus will be in Gemini on Thursday. Nancy, perfect cards 1 and 2. Yeah, I wonder how card number 3 is going to tie this up. And don't forget, we'll pull one more card from one more deck afterwards. Goddess, these go exactly together with what's been going on in my mind. Time to go for it. Yep. Yep. Card number 3 is card number 21. It's Venus. And the message is beloved. We're asking, how does Gemini season want to help us roll with the changes? Venus symbolizes your heart, romance, and the creative process. It's what attracts you, what you value, and how you value yourself. Venus rules Taurus and Libra and can only be in the same sign as the sun or in the 2 signs on either side. Venus is one of 2 planets who appear to rotate backward, an apt symbol for your heart's unique path. It rotates so slowly that one side is always boiling, the other side cooler. Love blows hot and cold. Soften, charm, open the heart. Investigate how you can make the situation more beautiful, more fair, and lovely. Remember this Venusian truth: people are fascinated by those who find them fascinating. Use diplomacy and seduction and let others come to you. Engage creativity, generosity, and affection. Venus calls you to your heart, to romance, sings to you as a creative muse, asks you what you value, what you want enough to get yourself in trouble. Come to know your heart, know what you're passionate about, and when you stir other people's passions. When your heart hurts, you can express the higher notes of Venus through acts of compassion, affection, or creativity. All become medicine for your sore heart. Pull out the art supplies and paint how you feel. Rescue a puppy. Help a person who needs loving kindness even more than you do. The challenge of this card: emotions run strong and passions are intense. Be wary of crimes of passion, love addiction, or looking for love in material things. If you're fascinated by the superficial aspects of Venus, you can get caught up in appearances or become blind in love. Look deeper. The gift of this card: Venus encourages a loving heart. To heal your own heart and become a Venusian beacon to the world around you, develop what the Buddhists referred to as Maitri. I hope I said that right. Loving kindness, benevolence, friendliness, and active interest in others' well-being. How does Gemini season want to help us roll with the changes? Follow your heart. Go with what your heart wants. Go with what your heart desires and yearns for. Just looking at this to see if anything else comes through. My understanding of Venus, like my relationship with Venus, is that she shows us what we value. She's a lot more than that, but that's like the number one when I think of Venus. And just with the rest of this card, with the rest of this spread, what you value will be amplified, right? There might be more of a longing for something throughout Gemini season. There might be something that's just more in your face. And honestly, guys, if you're carrying around shame and guilt from your past, telling yourself that you're not supposed to have that thing because your parents and your siblings and your teachers and society told you that you're not supposed to do that, you're not supposed to want that, that's weird, you know, isn't that kind of weird that you want that thing? If you keep holding on to that, this desire, this Venusian desire, is just going to keep growing and growing. And then if you don't allow yourself to go for it, to act on it because it's what you want, it's not going to be very comfortable. It's not going to be very fun. But if you are able to share your passion, if you're able to share your desires with others, that usually proves to yourself that you already have it. I know that that's probably not the answer that you want to hear about that. But if it is like affection that you crave, if you really want to feel wanted, if you really want to feel desired, how can you share that with someone? How can you put that energy out to someone who is maybe craving that same type of thing? Does that make sense? So Gemini season, how does Gemini season want to help us roll with the changes? Figure out exactly what it is that you want, because the energy is so apparent for you to receive it at this time. And focus on what you value. What do you value about what it is that you want? What are you looking for that is deeper than just the material thing? What are you trying to receive from the thing that you desire? Does that make sense? Angel loves the synchronicity. Dara, my Venus is in Gemini, so I'm curious to see how I'll be feeling over this whole Gemini season. Alice, drop the lack mindset. That's the version of myself that I grieved on Friday. I grieved old Jacqui, who thought she was poor. Old Jacqui, who thought that receiving abundance was difficult. I grieved the old version of myself who thought I had to work hard in order to receive nice things. She's gone. I broke up with her. I don't need her anymore. She got me to where I am today, and now I'm moving on. Howard, this is the card that expresses what's happening with me right now. I love that, Howard. Christy, gotta give to receive. Absolutely. Nancy, makes sense. All three, good. Mimi, I just joined when you started reading card 1. All 3 cards resonate so much with me. Of course they do, because you were called to be here, Mimi. Hi, Kieran. No, Gemma is busy fighting with her sister upstairs over spilled rabbit food. That's what my dogs do. The rabbit kicks food out of his cage, and then the dogs all fight over it. But you know what? They clean it up for me, so that's fine. Lisa, Maitri, that Buddhist word, loving kindness from Maitreya, the Buddha of the future. Interesting. Thank you for sharing that, Lisa. So we're going to pull one more card from one more deck. And because Gemini season is helping us roll with the changes, we're here to start acting on what we want and what we value, getting rid of what others want. Charlene, that last deck, the first deck that we used, I'm holding it up. It was called Star Codes Astro. And now the second deck, we're going to use the Sacred Forest Oracle, and we're going to ask what's waiting for us on the other side. Once we roll with the changes, once we act in alignment with our desires, once we channel our energy on the pinpoint of exactly what it is that we want, what's waiting on the other side? I keep playing that song in my head. I love it. Oh, there's Piston! Hi, Bubba. Oh, you love your mommy. Hi, buddy. We had a little mini storm this morning. We had like 3 thunderclaps. And he was just so scared. He's such a baby. Oh, I love Piston. Okay, we're going through the magic door into the unknown. Yes. Yeah, I call my pub Bubba too. His name is Taco. Aw. It's Bub. I call him Bub. I don't know where it came from, but that's his name. This is my Bub. I know, that is your name. Okay, what's waiting for us on the other side from the Sacred Forest Oracle deck? Piston obviously wants to help because this is his angelic version, Pegasus, right here on the card. I'm just kidding, it kind of looks like him. What's waiting for us on the other side once we roll with the changes and act in alignment with what we want? One final card for everybody. If you guys have been enjoying today's session, if you'd like to offer an exchange of energy, feel free to do so in the form of a donation. They're always appreciated. If you would prefer to donate off of Insight Timer, I have a couple links in my link tree for PayPal and Venmo. If you haven't yet followed my Insight Timer teacher profile, please consider doing that so you can see when my classes are posted. I'm here most Monday, Wednesdays, or Fridays. I think, so this week I'm here all 3 days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, because it's a hot week. But I think like throughout the summer, I limited myself to 2 days a week. I'm really trying to prioritize filling my own cup so that I have more to give when I'm here. More that actually matters. I mean, all this matters, you know, but. And then my Gemini course will be coming out in the near future. I will get that edited as soon as I can, and I'll release it as soon as I can because today's the first day of Gemini season. I will let you know on Insight Timer. I will post it on my link tree, and I will also send you guys an email. So if you're not on my email list, hop on there. You can get to all my links in my Insight Timer profile. That's where my link tree is, and all my links are listed on there. I'm also beginning to open some summer coaching spots. So if you want to work with me for 3 months throughout the summer, if you want to get together every other week and learn about your astrology chart, learn how tarot and oracle and meditation and inner child healing and shadow work can help you throughout your life, hop on my email list. I only advertise my coaching package to people on my email list because I want to make sure that I'm attracting people that already know my vibe so that you'll actually get something out of coaching. So that email should be coming within probably next week. So we'll see. Yeah, I read that Bubba is a universal term used by pup parents. It means big brother. Aww. My Bubba. He is a big brother to the chickens. He's older than the chickens. He might be older than the bunny, I'm not sure. We got 2 cards from this deck. So there's two things are waiting for us on the other side after we roll with the changes through Gemini season. So, woohoo! The first card. 2 for Gemini. Oh, I love that, Lisa. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, we got twins. And I'm going to be just as surprised as you. They came out face down and I only see the first card. So, if they're opposites, I will lose my mind. All right, so what is waiting for us on the other side after we roll with the changes? Card number 1, 42, Storm Spirit brings chaos. A fierce and massive storm has overtaken the forest. Trees are whipping back and forth. A torrent of rain pounds your head and shoulders. Crashes of thunder shake the earth as ragged shards of lightning illuminate the dark woods. This card acknowledges potential chaos or the need for chaos as an activator for healing in your life. Spiritual chaos allows for the dissolution of outmoded beliefs so expansive, energetic life force energy can fill your life. If you are experiencing upheaval right now, know that the underlying energy is restorative. Embrace it rather than deny or suppress it. You are being healed on all levels. Of course, take time to find the calm in the storm, but also understand that the chaos can be beneficial in so many ways. It can activate your creative life force. Alternatively, if your life is too calm to the point of being stagnant, this card suggests that it might be time to create some chaos in your life. Try doing things differently. Step out of old routines. If you are always early, be late. Beneath the surface, profound shifts and transformations are occurring. Although many assume that nothing good comes from a massive storm, every part of nature has value. For example, downed trees provide habitats for many kinds of animals. And lightning helps fertilize the soil. There is enough electrical energy in lightning to separate the nitrogen atoms in the air, which fall to the earth with the rain, and combine with minerals to form nitrates, a type of fertilizer. Look for the silver lining in the current upheaval. The spirit of storm says, shred outmoded thinking and self-imposed blockages. Tear down walls of self-imposed limitations. Step into chaos and embrace it, rather than trying to suppress it. Do the unexpected. So to quote REO Speedwagon, if you're tired of the same old story, then turn some pages. Create some chaos. Change it up. This doesn't have to be anything insane, right? This doesn't mean that like you have to leave your relationship on a whim. It doesn't mean you have to quit your job tomorrow. But so personal example, right? I was feeling a little stuck in my relationship. I was feeling a little stagnant in my marriage. So what did I do? I started sharing some things that I hadn't been talking about. I started speaking my truth. I started actually sharing what I was feeling because I was afraid of like upsetting my husband. I didn't want him to be upset that like I wasn't happy. But I said, you know what? Something has to change. I created some chaos. I threw it for a loop. And then now we're in a much better place. We have things set up to help us like work through these things that we want to change. You have to take the first step. You have to create some chaos. So what's waiting on the other side? It might feel a little chaotic as you're rolling with the changes, but let's see what comes with that second card. Tolkien chaos can be a beautiful thing. Earlier in the meeting today, we were talking about the silver lining, right? It's not always like when shit hits the fan, it doesn't have to be all bad. Sometimes shit needs to hit the fan in order for beautiful things to show up. Alice, my visual are seagulls that fly in the eye of a hurricane where it's calm. I didn't realize that they do that. That's interesting. Paul, whoa, thunder helping to fertilize the dirt. Super interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that either until I read this card. This card actually came up for me last week. So that's interesting. Christine, The Guest House by Rumi. Lisa says that's a great poem. I've never heard about it. The Guest House by Rumi. Chelsea, I lost a beloved uncle in a tragic accident last week. We had a lovely memorial for him yesterday. My daughter will be born on the 31st. He will definitely be a part of your daughter. I feel that already. Sometimes when we lose people, I love that we gain them in a much more overarching, energetic way. They have less limitations when they're on the other side. They can reach us at any time, any place. Athena, after a thunderstorm is my favorite time to photograph flowers. Love it. Oh, Christine, thanks. You'll send it to me. Beautiful. What else is waiting for us on the other side of all this change where we act on what we want? Okay, it might cause some chaos, which was 42. And the second card is half of that. It's card 21. This is Guardians of the Land, and the message is protection. You are safe. These words seem to emerge from the land and radiate from the trees to echo in your soul. You hear these words again and again. The sacred guardians of the land are whispering to you, you are safe. You know that you are protected and cared for. You can feel tendrils of their loving energy wrap around you and embrace you. Their unleashed power cocoons you in safety. You are enough, just as you are. No matter what has happened or occurred in the past, the truth is that you are absolutely and unconditionally enough as you are. You are loved. You are cherished. Do not be concerned about outside forces and the judgments and expectations of others. You are protected in your own energy field. This card can appear when you need to take steps to protect your energy. While the guardians of the land will help you out, you must also be responsible for your own well-being. Envision a protective shield around yourself and around your home. Spend time with people and in situations that uplift your energy rather than draining it. The spirit guardians of the land says you are safe and surrounded by a protective shield. You are not alone. Your life is guided and protected by higher forces. Within this, you can soar to great heights. Sometimes you have to go through the chaos to tap into the feeling of how much you are loved and how much you are protected. Sometimes it's not until you allow yourself to dip your toe into the most stormy parts of your life in order to find the magic and the miracles that have always been around you. Because if you don't need the magic and miracles, if you don't have a reason to have to rely on the universe, if you keep your life real calm and peaceful and you don't want to rock the boat, you're kind of missing out on a lot of the magic. Because it's when you throw everything up to the universe and you say, like, this is what I want. I'm choosing to throw out everything I've known that isn't what I want. It's going to get chaotic, but then you allow the universe to delight and surprise you by showing you how much you are loved and protected. So that's what's waiting on the other side. If you choose to not change, if you choose to keep everything how it is because it's not that bad, quote unquote, because you can deal with it, then you're just going to keep dealing with it. Or if you want to roll with the changes, act in alignment with what you truly want, despite what society has told you, despite what your family has told you, let it up to the universe, allow the solar flares to activate all of that for you, go into a little bit of chaos, you're going to find the protection on the other side. It's like a universal law. It has to happen. It has to happen. So thank you guys for joining me for today's session. I hope that this Gemini season is beautiful and mutable in the best way for you. I hope that you're able to tap into exactly what it is that you desire. Thank you so much, Tracy, for your donation. Howard, wonderful. Tam, thank you. Michelle, thank you so much. Thank you guys for being here. Carolina, thank you so much for your donation. Goddess Chelsea. Yvonne, cards 1, 2, and 3 definitely were needed and confirm what I know I need to do and is reminding me to do it. Yes. Thank you, Lori, Carolina. Chanel, thank you so much. Athena, Andrea, Howard, Lisa, thank you guys. I'll be back on Wednesday to talk about the full moon in Sagittarius. And then I'll be back on Friday to talk about Jupiter moving into Gemini. I'm always here at 8:15 Central Time in the morning, 8:15 in the morning. Christine, thank you, Jackie. Have a beautiful day, everyone. If you want to see the full recording of this video, I always post it right on my YouTube channel. So you can either search my name on YouTube, Jacqui Mancuso, pretty easy to find, I have a unique name. Or you can hop into my Insight Timer teacher profile, click on the one link that's there, it's my link tree, and then my YouTube link is right there, if that makes it easier. You can also find my Facebook, my TikTok, my Instagram there. I'm pretty new to Instagram, so don't be surprised that there's really not much there yet. What else? If you are more of a reader, our friend Bonnie helps me out in our spiritual community. That's the group that I have on Insight Timer. So you can join our spiritual community, and Bonnie puts the text updates, the recaps of all the cards, if you'd rather just like skim through and read the cards to refresh your memory. But I will see you guys on Wednesday. Sending love to all. Namaste. I hope that video was just as insightful for you as it was for all of us. Darla and I really appreciate you being here with me. Thank you for liking this video, sharing it with a friend who you think would benefit, and subscribing to my YouTube channel. Also, drop a comment and let us know what you got from this video. What was your biggest insight or takeaway? If you want to see what else I'm working on, click on my link tree. It's right underneath this YouTube video. We'll see you next time. Take care.